Hey guys, and welcome to another live stream from TutorialGrid. So we've got kind of an exciting tutorial, or it's not even a tutorial, it's a live stream. So I haven't been messing around with, apparently Video Copilot came out with ORB, and I have been just so busy I haven't been able to get around to checking it out. So I thought I would check it out live. So I just installed it in After Effects, and I'm going to open it up, and we're going to just kind of dive right in without any tutorial from Mr. Kramer himself. So yeah, that's going to be fun. So we're going to figure this out. We're going to make a space scene and kind of go from there. So let's dive in. All right, so we're in After Effects, and we've got ORB right there. So let's make a new solid. Go layer, new comp, okay, new comp, go layer, new solid, and I guess we'll call this ORB. And let's go ahead and drag this on. Oh my gosh, it's an ORB. All right, so that's what we got. Welcome, watcher. Welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy it. All right, so we've got an ORB. That's what it looks like. Let's go ahead and pull this up to full res, and we'll just kind of see how our graphics card is going to work here. So radius is at 200. Let's pull this up a bit. Let's make this insanely large. So I want it to be big. We're going to make a planet. So if it's what I think it is, and it's like 3D sphere, like the old After Effects plugin, it should be somewhat similar to that, except more than likely you can move it around with a camera. Yep, you can. Okay, cool. So we've got one light source, so it gives us immediately one light source. All right, so I'm going to pull this down. So let's actually look in here. We got 3D object, sphere, and hemisphere. What's hemisphere? Gives us a half. Okay. Pull that back up the sphere. We've got rotation X, Y, Z, surface, front, and back. Back. Ah, gotcha. Okay. Front. All. Okay. Material. So we can change the material of this. All right. Diffuse, glossiness, speculous, reflectivity. I wonder how the reflectivity works. I guess maybe you'll be able to put in a background layer, possibly. Illumination. So I'm guessing from what I saw from the trailers, you can have the light interact with the illumination. So whenever there's a light on it, the backside that is not, or that is dark, you can change the lighting, and you can see the lights and stuff, like if you did like city lights. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, that's cool. Illumination options, Fresnel, shadow, light. All right, bump influence. Okay, and we've got ambient, tickers, opacities, so you can make it invisible. Advanced, edge, feather, edge, shrink, unlit only. Oh, okay, so if you just want to see the backside. Maps. Okay, let's see what we got on our maps. Diffuse layer. Okay, glossy layer. All right. We got illumination, so I guess that might be what that is. So we've got the light, and you can do the illumination, and as it goes around, you can literally change it and swap it. That's cool. Bump map. Okay, that's pretty simple. What we got under UV? Spherical, box plane, XYZ. Okay, offsets. All right, that's pretty standard. So it's kind of like, okay, yeah, and you can put your map in there, so it'll kind of make the lighting off the map. Okay, that's cool. So this is kind of like Element 3D Light, except for you just get a sphere. So that's cool. This can have some uses other than creating 3D space. Like you can make you know, like marbles and all sorts of fun little stuff. Like if you don't, and especially since it's got a 3D camera, so it's going to react for the 3D camera, so you can do tracking stuff into a scene, roll a ball down a way, you know, do those kind of things. So this will be kind of fun. Okay, so let's dive right in. So I have with me, so I downloaded some things to kind of try. So since we've got a bump map, I've downloaded some cool textures. I also got the texture from the Earth Pack from Video Copilot, but I didn't want to use the Earth Pack or tutorial from them, but I do want to use the clouds just because I couldn't find any atmosphere. So I downloaded these 8K planet textures from this cool site. Whenever I have this up, the link will be in the description down below. So I've got 8K Mercury. I'm probably going to use this one. So I want to make a bump map. So I'm going to go right click on this and let's go open with Photoshop. So off the bat, we've got a really nice looking texture. Supposedly it's 8K. But yeah, that looks pretty good. But let's look at the other maps just in case I like them better. Let's go here, open with Photoshop. It's not bad. Let's look at this guy right here. Open with Photoshop. Open with 3D Paint. That's what I want to open with. Oh wow, this one's really big. I might want to use this one because this one at 100% you can zoom in real close, where this one at 100, and I kind of want this to be really big. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and use Mercury. So let's go back into this. So what do we want to use as our map? Where to go? All right, bump map. So it's not a normal map, it's a bump map. All right, but I'm guessing if you did a normal map, it would do the same thing, maybe? I don't know. Is there a normal map thing in here? I don't see it. Okay, so we're gonna have to create a bump map. So if you don't know how to create a bump map and you don't have like crazy, what is that? Crazy Bump. I have Crazy Bump, but they won't email me back my login requirements because I've changed so many PCs and I don't feel like spending $50 to buy it again. You can actually create bump maps in Photoshop if you go to 3D and you can go generate bump map. And this is a free thing that comes with Photoshop, so you don't have to download anything. So that's cool. Hello. 3D, view, filter, 3D, generate bump map. Hello. For some reason this isn't working. All right, let's just do a normal map, I guess. Blur, 3D, generate normal map. Okay, so for some reason this isn't working. So let me download Crazy Bump real quick. Crazy Bump. That's very embarrassing. So yeah, I don't know why it's not working. It's not pulling up the effects window. It's very odd. So I'm gonna download Crazy Bump real quick and install it. All right, there we go. Crazy Bump. All right, open photograph. Let's go PC. That's not it. Where did I put this? Orb. All right, so I'm going to use this Mercury. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I thought you could do it. I mean, you can do it in Photoshop, but for some reason my Photoshop's being dumb. My computer has been absolutely ridiculous lately. I need a new one, but I can't bring myself to buy a new one. So I spent too much money on this one already. All right, here we go. Let's select some shapes. That one looks good. So let's see here. All right, intensity, bring that up a bit. Sharpen it up. Let's do large detail. Very large detail. Fine detail. All right, that's looking good. Yeah, so I'm hoping this normal map is going to work for a bump map. I'm sure it will, I think. But that's how this is fun, because I have no idea whether or not this is going to work. All right. There we go. Let's do that. Exit. Let's save the normals. Let's do save normals to file. And we'll save it right there. All right. Back to After Effects after that Photoshop disaster. All right, let's bring in our files. So we've got 8K Mercury and 8K Mercury normal map. We'll pull those down. Awesome. All right, I'm going to pull those underneath our orb. Uncheck them here. And let's see here. All right, 8 diffuse layer. Let's do 8K Mercury. Bazinga. All right, and then hopefully our normal map will work. Bump map layer, none, Mercury, normal. Hey, it worked. Awesome. Glad it worked. Cool. All right. So let's mess around with our bump map here. Looks pretty good. I might need to invert it. Okay. Ooh, use normal map right there. There it is. There's what we want to do. All right. Now it's looking somewhat normal. All right. Let's change up the intensity a little bit. We don't want to have it that much because that'll make it look like a, yeah. You see what I'm trying to do there. All right, let's get some raised ridges. Okay, we got some bumps right there. I think I'm gonna have to invert this. Just normal map, bump intensity. Let's try going into the negatives. I think that will do what I want to do. Oh, cool. We've got a neat little sphere, specular bump right there. That's kind of neat. All right. So I think I'm going to do that. Actually, I'm not. We're going to positive 55 this guy. So these raised bumps, well, maybe not. I think those are supposed to be craters. So we're going to go and pull them back down. I don't know what's, well, maybe that is right. I don't know. This looks cool. So I like the way this looks anyway. Cool. What do we want to do? So this doesn't look right. I don't think my ball is going to be that glossy nor reflective. So I'm going to push down our glossy layer and make it just barely glossy. Because if it's glossy like this, you're going to get a lot of speck. And that is not what I want. But I do want a little bit, because technically everything is somewhat glossy, somewhat. Everything has a little bit of reflectivity. Maybe turn the speck up a little. Maybe not. Yeah, about right. About right there. Reflectivity. That's not really going to do. Oh, that's because I don't have a map on there. So I've got one map. Let's go. It's not an actual map, but it could do for what we want to do. So I'm going to put these two down here. Then I'm also going to put this earth cloud. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about this atmosphere. I think I do, but I kind of don't. So we'll kind of figure this out. Again, I have never seen the tutorial or anything like this. I'm just kind of going off the whim because I like learning stuff on my own, and that's just what I like to do. Welcome to the stream. Please chat with me in the chat room area, and I'll answer any questions that you've got. All right, so we've got that Earth clouds. We've got the nebula here. We've got a nebula there, and then Earth clouds. Put that in the background. Okay, so let's go back to our orb. So let's see what happens whenever I put an environment map in. So let's use this Nebula 3. Ooh, cool. How about this one right here? Oh, well, that's kind of nice. Okay, I see what's going on here. All right, let's try if we do reflectivity. Okay, yeah. So this is going to be just barely a reflection. And let's do a little bit of speck and a little bit of gloss. And then little diffuse. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. I'm trying to figure out what this is. I might take that reflect map off just because I don't think or the environment map off because I don't think I'm going to technically need it. But let's go ahead and add some light. So layer, new, light, point. Let's do parallel. That looks good. Pew. Oh, wow. All right, so let's turn the light off there. Let's go P for point. Let's push this into the background. I want something that's going to have a shadow, something like that. And let's point it around over here. No. Whoops. About like that. Maybe push it back into the background a little bit more. Okay, that's looking kind of cool. Let's figure out our shadow business. So I want more shadow light. Fresnel bias. Let's figure this out. Diffuse. Not so much. Glossiness. Yeah, not so much. Specular. Still like it. Let's go shadow light expansion, shadow light contrast. Let's try doing this real quick. Let's go to environment layer. Let's turn that to, there we go. Okay, so our environment was literally lighting our scene. So that is how that is going to work. So don't need the environment map. So let's go and mess with this. Isn't really doing a whole lot, is it? All right, let's find our light and let's maybe move it up just a little bit. I see what's going on. Okay. So I'm going to have to add an ambient light, but I want to do that here in just a little bit. Yeah, that's not going to do jack. Okay. Just kind of dialing in things here. Really doesn't do a whole lot. Let's do edge feather. Well, that's kind of cool, but not exactly what I want. Maybe just like a slight edge feather. Very, very minimal. All right, let's try this. Let's go layer, new. What do we want? What do we want? Light. ambient. Okay, all right, so that does that. So let's bring down our ambient light to like 1%. That way it's just kind of there. Just kind of there. Okay. So I want to see if I can feather this out rather than have a very harsh edge, because you see that line? It's kind of a really heavy feather. Welcome to the stream. I've got 2 people watching. Thanks for checking me out. Make sure to like and subscribe. All right, let's see what we got here. Light contrast. Maybe I can pull that down. Doesn't really do anything, does it? No, it doesn't. I don't want to do that. I figured there'd be a way to kind of diffuse that line, but maybe there's not. Let's try. Strangely enough, maybe. Nope. All right. This is where you go in and you do the tutorial. Oh gosh. Yeah, this doesn't do anything. All right. See if I've got any options in my light here that I might be able to check off. Fall off, smooth, radius. That's not going to do much. That's not too much. Okay. Well, I mean, that's going to be what we're going to look at. Okay. So let's create some atmosphere, shall we? So let's go in. How do we do that? Now let's duplicate this. Let's do none. Let's keep the bump map. Let's change it to like a cool blue color. And let's do, let's see here. Let's do edge feather. No. Radius up a little bit. Oh, yeah, we don't want to do that. Okay, so let's go down here to environment layer. Let's do none. Okay, so there's that. So let's do screen. Oh, we got 6 people watching. Welcome to the stream, everybody. We'll do that, and let's try doing, feather this out quite a bit. Let's bring the scale up quite a bit. That way we kind of have that right there. We don't need any glossiness or reflectivity, because technically, well, maybe we'll do some of that. It gives kind of a blue haze over it. Let's do this. There we go. All right, so we're going to get rid of that. Let's make it a little more. No. Let's do, okay, so I don't like where my camera is on here, so I think I want to start assigning where I'm actually going to probably put this thing. Let's do something more like, actually, I don't know what's going on with the thing, but I've got a weird feeling that's not going to be what I want. All right, let's go find my camera here. Let's do camera settings. What do I have this at? 17 millimeter. Yeah, no, we're just gonna, no, that's what we're gonna do right there. Pull it back. And let's go over a little bit. Something more like that. I'm not liking this harsh line though, so let's maybe bring this down. Feather it more maybe. Feather it more. Bring it up. I'm sure there's a way to get it to where it kind of falls out here. Maybe we'll bring our parallel light up a little bit. Kind of like that. And let's maybe do one of these. I'm on 8-bit. Let's change this to 32. Why not? Let's see if that does any change. Nope. All right. Figured I'd try. You never know. Sometimes that helps. All right, let's get some fall off. Let's try to figure out this fall off issue. Welcome to the stream. Hi, Daniel. How's it going? Let's try. All right. This doesn't really do a whole lot for me, does it? Do a bump influence, shadow. There's gotta be somewhere on here. Box UV feathering. I doubt that's gonna be it. Yep. UV gamma brightness. Maybe change the. There we go. Maybe that'll help right there. Yeah, because the more gamma I've got, the harsher that line is. So we've got something more along the lines of this now. Okay. All right. So that's at, let's just turn this to 1. So I changed that gamma, and that kind of made something cool happen. So if I do that, all right, here we go. Here we go. Now we're kind of getting somewhere. Now we're playing with fire. All right. So I'm going to just make this kind of a cool little haze. Let's bring this sucker down a little bit. Let's try. All right, so there's that. Let's pull this back. Oh, that looks cool. See how all that stuff's falling out now? That's looking real good. Looking real, real good. All right. It's cool. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. So we've got some cool colors going on. All right. Like it. I dig it. Okay, let's see what we can do here with this. No. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I'm okay with this. All right, so what else should we do? What else should we do here? All right, so I've got some backgrounds. Let's start making some backgrounds. So we've got this nebula, which is supposed to be an 8K nebula, but this is kind of cool. It's kind of nice. Let's see what happens whenever we throw it into 3D space here. Some 3D, yeah. Get some 3D there. It doesn't work, does it? You know why? Because it's got parallel on it. It's got a parallel light source. We've got to change that. So we've got to turn accepts lights off. And then we've got our parallel universe right there. So I'm going to go ahead and push this into our background some more. Kind of pull it on over here. So this is looking pretty good. I might want to change up our ambient light source. So I'm going to go ahead and do this in screen. I'm not sure why, but let's try this one actually. Let's turn this one off and check this other background, the other backdrop. Yeah, I like the other one better. So we're going with purple. Purple. So maybe since we're doing purple, let's change this up to a bigger, darker hue, or maybe like a red or a pink or purple, maybe a green. No, probably not green. Some kind of like conflicting color. Maybe like, give just like a slight overtone, or maybe blue. I don't know. Or not. Or just cancel that and pretend that it didn't happen. All right, so maybe instead of doing that, let's change the parallel light color, light settings, and let's change the color of the light. Maybe that can be a little bit neater of an effect. So we'll change the light source. Let's turn this one off real quick. And maybe add that purple in there. So we've got this blue. That is a hell of a blue. Do something more like that. And then have this more of like a brighter color, maybe, or maybe not. I'm not too keen on this one now. All right, let's cancel that. That was a bad idea. All right, so we'll go back to parallel light options. All right, that is a little too much. So back down to screen. Let's push up our atmosphere radius. Or not. Maybe make less of a feather now that we have more. Let's go feather. Like that. Let's try some different blending layers. Do screen, dodge, no. It's actually kind of nice, but that's kind of like add, overlay, no. Pin light, no. All right, we're gonna keep it at screen. It's because it kind of just brings an overall atmosphere to the bunch. I do want to change the color of it though, just because it just doesn't go with our scene that well. right, so I'm going to kind of keep it here for now, but I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do layer, new, solid. I'm going to kind of force some color onto this beast. All right, so we're going to do that blue. And so we're just going to kind of force some hueage. So we're going to go through here, here. Do one of these. Feather this out. And bring out down the opacity a little bit. How's it going with me? Oh, I've been busy as ever. I'm trying to do more tutorial stuff, and work has been insane. I just pitched 4 national commercials in this past week. It has been insane. This is kind of like my my therapy. So I had to do it. I had to do it. There we go. All right. So there's that. That's looking pretty good. Let's add some. I do want the nebula to go down a little bit. So I want it to be there, but I don't want it to like be there. Let's go layer, new, adjustment layer. And let's do curves. Put this on top of the mix. Oh, this is looking much, much better now. All right. Bring it in, bring it in. All right, now I kind of want to bring in those clouds again. All right, here we go. Cloudage. I don't like that. Wish there was a way to ignore adjustment layers. All right, let's see here. Let's do. All right, maybe not that much. That'll help out a lot there. Kind of bring in those hues. I think it's the contrast is that I was missing. That right there. Right, let's save that real quick. Oh, I'm not going to save. Let's just roll with this. Let's see if I have this installed. So I recently got finally reinstalled Adobe 2018 or the new 2018 on this box. So I'm wondering if I have everything. Flare. Yep, I do. Okay, so let's go layer, new, solid, black. Let's type in flare. Nope, don't want that. Maybe I have the wrong one. Optical flares. There it is. Options. Let's see here. Presets. Let's just find one that looks cool. I want something that's going to have a cool little shimmer. That looks cool. Let's do maybe hazy, something hazy. It's just going to give me some light artifactual things that are going to pull this all together, make it look somewhat legit. Yeah, no, that's not good. Kind of like this one if it had some bigger shimmer. Okay, so I want this iris to be much larger. 1000% is as big as it's gonna get. Let's do that. That looks good. Do that. We're going to go 2D track lights. Scale. Not that large. Alright, I'm going to pull this on top. So from normal to screen. And instead of tracking the lights, maybe we'll do something a little different. So I know my light source is over there. Usually I do the track lights just because I want it to be as looking as how that is as possible. But if that's not going to work, I'm just going to pull it up here because I know that's where my source is. The main reason why I want this flare is to bring in some of these little elements that are just going to make it pop out a little bit more. Alright, so there's that. Let's see what happens if I pull this down under it. Yeah. It's alright. Okay, so we've got that. Let's see here. Let's maybe pull this up a little bit more. And let's do, I want to add a curves adjustment just on this flare. That way I want it to be hazy, but I also want it to be like not so hazy. But it's more of like, see, I'm wanting this stuff and just a little bit of artifact right in through here. And then I'm probably going to want a saturation on there. Bring it down to a normal level. Let's go layer, new, solid. Let's add a VIN. Just because you've got to have a vignette because it's Video Copilot. Alright, let's do this. Add. Subtract. Feather this out. How long have I been going? 42 minutes. Dear Lord. I thought I'd be longer than that. Okay. I've got one viewer. Who's my viewer out there? I think I know who it is. Let's go mask, expansion, expand it up. Put it right there. Bring it down just a little bit. This is looking really good. Okay, let's go and let's add some grain, so solid grain. Let's do grain. Preview, we'll go final output. Alright, so normal, add. That's just going to add some texture to here. It's looking pretty good. Just adds a little bit. Let's do 0.5. Whoops. And actually, let's do 0.2 on the size here. And then let's put this back at 1. There we go. That's what I'm wanting. Right there. Okay, and then let's change this adjustment layer just a little bit more. All right, so we made some stuff. All right, so if I wanted to dive deeper into this, I could probably, okay, so one of the things they said, it works with Element. Like you can use Element with it. So let's dive into that before I say, okay, we're done with this. So I'm going to go ahead and save this thing. By the way, I'm working on my 2018 reel, which is going to have some really awesome stuff on it. So if you want to check that out, it should be out here in the next 3 or 4 weeks. Call this Orb. Okay, so let's go and add some element stuff. So I like adding like asteroids and things. So we'll go layer, new, solid. Call this element. And element. There that is. Go in the scene setup. Let's see what we got. Let's add a city. I want to add this on my orb. No. Let's see here. Motion design. Do we have anything? Okay, what I'm looking for. Oh, that would be cool. Can make it Saturn. But no, I don't want to do that yet. That's more of like, I would much rather do that in Element. I'm too scared to do it with this orb thing. I want it to look good. What do we got? Backlight. Oh yeah, that's that stuff. I don't need that. I want my primitives. Starter pack. There we go. Rocks. I want rocks. That's what I want. Rocks. Rocks are good. All right, rock. Standard shader. Physical. And I want to change the ambient to 0. Diffuse. 1. Glossiness. Not so much. Specular. Not so much. It's going to be a rock. All right. Okay. There's our rock. It's beautiful. Okay. Let's move. So technically this rock is on top of our layer here. So I'm kind of scared to do this, but I kind of think I have to. I think. Yeah. So I'm going to pull this to 500. This to 500. So it makes it a little bit smaller because it's got to have some distance from our rock. So I'm going to make our rock a little bit smaller. Let's do, I haven't messed with Element in forever. So I did this massive, like it was probably about 4 months ago, I did this massive aviation piece for the National Guard, and I used Element and Cinema 4D and all these 3D plugins, and I never messed with Element again. So yeah, so that's my job. Okay, so let's do particle replicator. I want a bunch of them. How do I do that? Replicator effect, scatter, position, noise. Okay, particle count. Let's do like 10. And let's move it this way. Up. That's down. Up. 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 All right, so there's that. And now we're going to scatter them. So scatter. Scatter. Get out of here. Do that. Scatters Z. I actually kind of want a whole bunch of them out there. So scatter like 200 and maybe push it a ways away. That way I can actually like see them. I don't want them to go too far because then they'd be like in that space. So we're going to put them over here. Move these over just a little bit. And let's scatter a whole lot. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Let's, well, some more. This just wanted to be random. All right, so let's go and check our multi-object. Let's do multi-object here. Size random. I do want these to have random size because not all of them need to be the same. I do want random rotation. That is 100% for sure. That way they don't all look the same. And let's I kind of messed that up, so let's do 500 here. All right, I'm gonna move it up just a bit where I can see these dudes. I keep forgetting my planet's only 500 pixels away. All right, maybe less scatter then. Let's do 20. All right, then move this over a bit. That way we just kind of have them here. There we go. That's looking better. Okay, that looks good. So I do want to kind of give this some spaciness. So we'll do random rotation here. And I'm going to pull it over here. And we're going to do random rotation just a little bit. Okay. So I do want to bring in some camera movement. Transform. And let's just give it a quick little twirl. So we're just kind of move it. Whoops. Not that much. But we're going to move it in. Move it in just a little bit. Right there. We'll move it in like that. And we'll kind of push in just a little bit. All right, there we go. So let's go ahead and let's preview. So I don't need to do it in full. Let's do a third. Let's see how fast we can get this preview going. And while we're previewing, you can hear my chair creak. I'm going to take a picture of this and I'm going to send it to my Instagram. Watch my Instagram, you'll love it. All right, so this is what we got. We've got a nice, cool little space scene. It's looking pretty good. It's spacey. Our background could use a little work. It's moving a little much. Let's see what happens whenever we push it more into the background. Because we honestly really don't want it to move around that much. It's probably as good as it's going to get right now. All right, but I think I'm going to call it. So this is looking pretty good. So I guess my first thoughts of Orb, I did exactly what I figured most people are going to do with it. I made a space scene, which is all right. It looks good. It's not as good as Mr. Kramer's, but I'll have to go and check out the tutorial to see exactly how he kind of does stuff. And yeah, I'll probably do that right after this. But I do like to mess around with plugins just right off the bat to see what it does, just because that's kind of like the college side of me, and you just kind of force yourself to jump in and feet first and be like, all right, let's do this. But other than that, it's a cool little plugin. Make some space scenes. You can make some marbles, or add stuff into 3D space, little 3D object or a 3D sphere, whatever you want to do with it. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's my first reaction. Thanks a lot for watching this live stream. I'm going to try to do as many of these as I possibly can. Work gets me down, and I do these. So I hope everyone has a great day, but thank you again for checking out the live stream. Please like and subscribe to these videos for more. And I will see you next time.